It was definitely a little bit scary to be talking about price increases sometimes every time I saw a guest or every other time I saw a guest. But I feel like I was very equipped to have those conversations. Luke, my boss, and Christy Kono, my tribe leader, were both so helpful in giving me scripts to have those conversations. But a lot of it was that, I was in school for almost 2 years. I took a lot of my guests with me, and I think that because I had started early with branding myself and figuring out like what my target market was, I had a lot of demand from an early time, and I think that it just took a little bit of time for my price point to catch up to my demand. And so I think, my first couple level jumps, my guests really understood that. They were like, oh my gosh, obviously you're raising your prices. Like, I think at some level they knew that that the service that they were getting and the experience that they were having, like they were getting a deal. And so it wasn't really until my jump to 3 and especially my jump to 4 where I started to lose a couple of guests, and the conversations were a lot about, one, giving them options as far as changing up their service, maybe not doing a haircut every time or switching between partials and things like that in order to customize it to fit their budget better. And then, for some of my guests, it was a small handful that it just wasn't going to work out. And so I, was able to pass them along to some other stylists that were more level 1s, level 2s at my salon. I ranged usually between 15 and 20 referrals a month throughout all of last year. I think one month I did like 23 or something, which was crazy. Yes, and a lot of that was due to, doing those photo shoots at the end of those services. And sometimes, guests would repost those photos because I would end up sending them, a few of like the best photos. And sometimes they would just, take a selfie and post that. And they'd always, put a little review in their caption. And the next thing I knew, I'd have a couple referrals just from that one person. And so, I think definitely, utilizing your guests that are really active on social media and realizing that they can be these huge, high impact guests that are going to be bringing a lot of referrals into you, and making sure that, one, they know about your referral program, and also that, letting them know that you're always taking new clients and that you're always taking referrals, is really important. Yeah, so I usually don't airdrop because, when I take photos of someone, I'll usually take like 25 to 50 photos at a time. And I don't want my guests to be in control of how they edit that picture. I want to be in control of it. So I usually let them know, like, hey, I like to go in and kind of whiten the background and fine tune anything. So I'll send you the best 5 pictures within a few days. And then I'll ask them, do you follow me on Instagram? They usually do. If they don't, I give them my card with my Instagram handle on it. And I'll just look them up on Instagram and DM them to those clients. I've always loved writing. So, caption writing could maybe be easier for me than some other people, but I think I mostly just, I'm very enthusiastic in the way that I talk to everybody. And so I really just write the same way that I talk. And I just love to tell stories about my guests. And so, and I think that is one of the things that referrals notice when, they find me on Instagram or whatever, is that, I'm very personal in the way that I communicate with my followers. And I think that, just telling a story about your guest experience says so much more than just a picture of beautiful hair, is knowing that you're also going to have a fun time and a great experience in the chair. But anyone can tell a story, and anyone can write how they talk. I think so much is just about, letting your guests know that it's about them.